Urban Guide is brought to you by Cocosia Artisan Chocolates in association with Higher Electronics Middle East, powered by Ambreen. Hospitality partner, Meridien, Dubai. Media partner, Filmfare Middle East. Official radio partner, Radio Spice 105.4. Life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't resist them. Let reality be reality. Allow them to flow forward in whatever way they like, in whatever way you like, because that's exactly what we are here for, to entertain you and delight you on your show, The Urban Guide Season 2, with your host, Garima. And in order to have a grand opening, we are taking you to the Grand Swimming Championship, which was definitely the talk of the town. The National Winter Tournament was open for all ages, where swimmers got the chance to compete in this 50-meter race. Local and expatriate swimmers from different clubs were welcome to join in this fierce competition, which was held at the Hamdan Sport Complex, the largest aquatic sports centre in the world.
It's a great experience, first of all because they have the chance to meet eventually also the swimmers, and then because it's always beautiful to see live swimming events. It's something amazing, and the emotion and the tension you have during an event is something you cannot describe. You only have to live it.
It's a very good one. It's a preparation for the next upcoming events, for the qualification for the Olympic Games for the young swimmers. It's going to be in August. And also qualifications for the World Championships also. So it's a great event.
The UAE already has a long history of being involved in marathon or long distance swimming. And to support this, the UAE Swimming Federation was formed, with headquarters in Dubai. Although initially, the activities were confined only to long distance swimming, now it expanded to include all swimming and water polo.
Well, I really enjoy it and I want to improve in the future and I want to get a scholarship in university. It's very fun and sometimes tiresome to swim in the swimming, but it takes a lot of training.
Do you love swimming? After seeing what I saw, I have definitely developed an urge to get onto it. For now, I'm taking you to a day full of activities, fun-filled activities, water for food and Carnival. The Water for Life Club, part of the Aqua Initiative, has brought back their annual Carnival. The club, which is made up of students, wishes to raise funds and awareness about the world water crisis through several events, including the Carnival, which had rides, food and music for the whole family to enjoy.
The organization was started by Edward Pollock when he was 14 years old. The reason he started it was because he saw a few videos on the issue of water scarcity and the world water poverty issue. And what that is basically unclean drinking water in impoverished regions. So he was really touched by this and he wanted to make a difference. And he formed the Aqua Initiative Club.
We try to raise funds for the Aqua Initiative, which is an initiative which wishes to raise money and build wells for underprivileged countries so we can provide them with clean water.
All work and no break makes Garima a dull girl. So after a day full with activities, it's time for a short little break. But don't go anywhere. We'll be right here waiting for you. Food, 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 food. Well, you'll understand very soon why am I doing that. But you look so refreshed and recharged after that break. And exactly is the case with me. For now, it's time to move on to the last event of the segment in the town, which definitely would tickle your taste buds, as I'm taking you to the Food Carnival. Now you understand why was I doing food, 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 food. event aimed at the foodie inside all of us, the Dubai Food Carnival's menu offered a potpourri of flavors and styles which resemble the various people from around the world that populate this city. With an expected 20,000 visitors, this event scaled out to be one of the biggest food events in the region. With culinary delights and master chefs from around the world, all being brought to a single location for the single purpose of enjoying food. This event was sure to get your mouth watering.
Wow, what an opening, what a setup, what an organization. People are happy, the food is amazing, the participants are in very high spirits. It's been amazing. I have a feeling as though I have been on this festival a year ago and a year ago, and it's the first year. So what a way to go. I think this is going to stay with us for a number of years to come.
Amazing, yeah. People love the stand, they love the concept, they love the country feel. You know, so even the products and I think the wraps and the focaccias and the cupcakes, we do create your own cupcakes as well. So people and kids have an opportunity to also do their own work and, you know, create those activities, yeah.
With a host of entertainment activities such as cook-offs, barbecue challenges, headline music acts, local bands and DJs, chef masterclasses and workshops, street entertainers, sporting challenges, children's activities and much more.
I think the concept itself is great, actually, the fact that you have a little bit of everything, and we have a fine dining restaurant on a side, we have the alcohol section, but also it's very family friendly at the entrance with a lot of opportunity for everyone. So I think we kind of match all the needs.
From that wonderful event, time now to get on to your dream castle. Not yours literally, but it's time to see this week's best done home in your city. So without any delays, let's quickly follow where Nicole is.
Home is what you are, and on Dream Castles we try and show you exactly that. So today let's see where we're going to head. Today on Dream Castles, we are with the very fabulous Mrs. Neera Talwar. Welcome to our show.
Thank you for having me on your show.
It's our pleasure completely.
Thank you very much.
Now, Mrs. Neera, tell me, what is the first thing you should keep in mind when you enter into a new home that you're going to decorate?
You should have in mind a rough idea of what you want where, and according to that you should set it up. You should first see the space you have, and according to the space you should plan your furniture. And of course I love painted walls as a backdrop. You should decide which wall should be painted. Okay. Which are the walls which should be highlighted or painted. There should always be some walls in every room which are highlighted and which are painted.
So they create a mood when you highlight one wall. When you have different corners of your house which all have different moods, it's very spectacular to walk around. So you think different colors create different moods as well?
Yeah, I feel that, and I feel that when you walk into any person's living room, you should get that mood of peace and calm. Like when you walk into a room or when you're sitting in a room, it should not be too jazzy,
too loud, yes.
Too loud. We took this house primarily because of the view. So the view is so fantastic that there is a view from every bedroom.
It's 360 views, right? That's it. It's
360 degrees. Yeah. And there are very few on Sheikh Zayed Road having such big balconies. So this house has a fantastic balcony. It almost runs right round the penthouse. Okay. And you get a view, you can say almost the whole of Dubai. When you're standing in front, you get a view of the Burj Khalifa. You can see the whole of Dubai Mall, the whole of downtown. You can even see Festival City.
Neera, tell me, should you reuse your furniture that you have, your existing furniture, when you move into a new flat, or should you buy all new furniture?
No, I feel first you should use your existing furniture. Of course, if there are some pieces which have got very old and you don't want them anymore, then you can just discard those. But you bring in the better pieces and first adjust those pieces And then you should go in for buying new furniture according to the setup. I'm very fond of leather. I love the smell of leather. I'm very fond of pure silver, and I love the gold and silver theme.
Okay.
I've always loved gold and silver blending.
All right. I'm going to ask you now, when it comes to designing a home, it's mostly one person's brainchild. Was that you, or did your husband and your children help? Did they all have a say in it?
No, my husband definitely. And of course the cash comes from my husband.
Why husbands are
So
important?
yes, husbands are very important, and they have to agree to what you are agreeing, but we have that compatibility. I mean, like when we almost think alike and we like the same pieces.
Now tell me, do you believe in Feng Shui and Vastu Shastra, and do you follow techniques and ideas like that?
No, not completely. It's only for my mandir. For my mandir, I am a little particular about the direction of the idols, which side they are facing and which side we are sitting when we pray.
You have a lot of different textures in the house, like there's a lot of like animal fur prints and stuff like that. Do you believe that textures and like your gold colors all work together? How do people go about doing that?
Carpets like these, which have animal fur, which are going to bring warmth. So a painted wall and animal textures, according to me, bring warmth to the room.
What advice can you give my viewers about decorating a home?
You should do it on your own, whatever you want and whatever you like. And of course, do it together, like do it with your husband. So when you're doing it together, it's more meaningful and there is more substance in your home.
This is Mr. Talwar, and he's been making me laugh all this while. Thank you both for having us over to your house. Such a beautiful house. And because you all were so brilliant, especially you, I have a little gift. They are these amazing chocolates from Cocosia. And I hope you and your wonderful family can enjoy them.
Thank you so much.
With so much of moving around, it's time to halt a bit and take a break. But don't go anywhere, as we'll be right back with the last leg of the show, which will definitely be enjoyed to its fullest. So time to take a break. Welcome back to your entertainment ride, The Urban Guide Season 2, with your host and host, Garima. And this part of the show gets you up close and frontal with the guest of the week, in conversation with Nicole.
There is no greater joy or reward than making a fundamental difference in someone's life. And today we are in conversation with a person who has done just that and enriched so many lives, Mrs. Safia Bari, who is the founder of the SNF Foundation. Welcome to our show, Mrs. Bari.
Thank you for having me on your show.
It's our pleasure. Firstly, we'd like to congratulate you on all the wonderful work you've undertaken to help these children. Tell us, how did it all start?
Well, it all started around 13 years ago, where we felt the need of having a support group for the young adults with special needs. There came a time when the adults with special needs who were already going to the centers for special needs were asked to leave the centers, saying that they need to graduate. And our concern was, what does one do after they graduate, especially if the child is with special needs? So that was the beginning, where it was a big question mark, as in what do we do for this particular child once he is out of the schools.
Your own daughter was the inspiration behind the SNF Foundation, but it must have taken a lot of bravery and courage to stand alone and fight all these odds.
It did. It took me at least about 4 to 5 years to come out of the shelf and accept that, okay, I have a daughter with special needs. I saw so many more families having children with special needs who were in much more critical condition than my daughter. And I also came across a saying that I cribbed about a pair of shoes till I found someone without feet. So that was a turning point in my life, and then I never looked back.
Who has been the pillar of strength who has stood by you all these times?
Who else than my husband? He's been my pillar of strength, and yes, it wouldn't have been possible for me to move ahead without his support. And yes, my kids, I have 3 daughters, inclusive of Nusrat, who's special needs. She's 30 years old, and then I have 2 younger daughters, And they have been, right from the very young age, they have been with me, helping me in smallest and the biggest things that came across. And yes, my daughter has been my inspiration. If it was not for Nusrat, I don't think so I would be here today. So as a parent, and there were other parents who joined hands with me, and we together formed the center, and we were ready to start from any one room because it was not enough to do it in my house, the activities that we were doing. So that's where we formed the center. Started with 2 rooms in 2007, and today we are operating from 16 rooms.
Okay.
And we have 35 kids, wherein we started with 4 kids, and there's a waiting list, yes.
Oh.
So it's been a challenging journey.
How would you describe a day in your life?
Well, it's difficult because with my daughter with special needs, it's very difficult to really, you can say, set a day.
Okay.
Because we take it as each day as it comes. There are times when she suddenly gets up at 3:30 in the morning. She said, I need to go to school, do her chores as in bathing and everything, because she doesn't really get very comfortable with the help in the house, the helper. So I have to do all that for her, and then her breakfast and her lunch box and everything. And once she's out of the house, I get my 30 minutes where I read my newspaper, have my breakfast, or sit with my husband for like 10 minutes and have a chat. And then I rush to the center. And then the day starts here, which again is, there are days when I'm here till 4 and 5 in the evening. There are days when I leave at 3. There are days when I leave at 2, depending on the work.
Are you a people's person, very social, or do you take time to open up?
When it comes to SNF, anything to do with the center, I'm a people's person. I'm ready to do anything. I go out, I interact with people. But on personal basis, I'm a very introvert and a very shy by nature. I don't like to socialize much. I don't like to interact too much with the people unless I'm in a very comfort zone.
Working to better the lives of these children must be a satisfaction in itself. But what future plans and developments can we expect from you and your institution?
Yes, definitely it is a satisfying work that I'm doing. At the end of the day, if you can bring some smiles and some confidence to the children with special needs, it's nothing better than that. But we don't want to stop here. We need to grow. We need to grow, and because like I told you, we have a waiting list, and we want to introduce more programs for the children. We have to move into a bigger premises.
What advice would you give to families and parents with special needs children towards taking a step towards a better life?
One is, firstly, they need to accept their child as he or she is. Once you accept your child, everything else falls into its place. Because I've come across families who don't want to accept, and they keep saying, no, my child, there's nothing wrong. So what happens, they spend a couple of years where they could have worked with the child and for the betterment of the child in just saying that the child is okay, they don't need anything, the child is perfect. Okay. So what happens if there's a therapy that needs to be started at an early age, all that is left behind. That's and true. The parents are still trying to go to the mainstream schools to see if their child can get admission and things like that. Rather than that, I think if they accept their child as the child is and take it as a blessing, God has trusted you with a child with special needs because He believes that you can look after him or her. So take it as a blessing and start working from day one, accepting the child, and do whatever you can and try and be happy.
How can people come and help you in your institution? How can they volunteer?
There are various ways because we have young adults with special needs and they like to be treated as adults. And it would be nice if people from corporate companies or from universities could come and spend at least 2 hours once a week to spend it with the students here. And we also have Saturdays as an open day where volunteers can come in and spend some time to help us make products that the kids make, because we keep getting corporate orders for the products that we do, like cards and mugs and all, and we need help. And besides that, companies can come ahead and organize events for these children just to give them a good break, like organize a picnic or a fun-filled day, take them out for a movie,
That would be nice,
or
yes.
something like that. So just to give back to the society, it would be nice to have some people coming and volunteering in various ways.
I'm sure you'll have a lot of volunteers come after the show as well.
Right.
Thank you so much for being on our show. It was an absolute pleasure to meet you. You were such a wonderful person. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Life is worth living as long as there is love in it. And of course, fun in it. So let's smile, laugh and enjoy this ride of life on your show, The Urban Guide, as your entertainment begins and ends here. So see you next week with your host, Garima.